Prime Video's going crazy this November, from epic cult heroes to chilling thrillers. With Amazon's answer to Game of Thrones, let's dive in. Welcome to King and Conqueror, or as I call it, How to Lose a Friend in 1066. The series follows Elon and Harold Godwinson and William the Duke of Normandy, two historical frenemies who spent a decade arguing over who gets to wear the prettier hat. Prepare for 8 episodes of serious, moody men in expensive chainmail, staring at maps like they're solving world peace and riding horses dramatically through Iceland for absolutely no reason. If you're into Game of Thrones, ego, and betrayal, but want more backstabbing and fewer dragons, this one's for you. Amazon is giving us Playdate, an action comedy, where the action comes from Alan Ritchson and the comedy comes from nothing. Kevin James, an unemployed dad, thought he was just meeting another parent to bond over juice boxes, and next thing you know, bullets are flying, and the only thing getting time out is logic. It's the ultimate mismatch. You've got Ritchson looking like he was carved out of granite, next to James, who looks like he ate the granite. So, 2 dads, 1 playdate, and 0 sense of self-preservation. 1 minute, they're chatting about toddler tantrums, and the next, they're auditioning for Die Hard, Daycare Edition. Playdate crashes onto Prime Video November 12th, proof that even a simple day with the kids can turn into Call of Duty diaper ops. Prime Video's new show Malice is about a male nanny who worms his way into a wealthy family's life, with intentions darker than Kim Kardashian's dating history. Jack Whitehall plays creepy and hot. David Duchovny does confused and not, while Carice Van Houten is just standing there wondering how she ended up in another psychological war zone. Everyone's rich, everyone's lying, and someone's definitely dancing shirtless, while ignoring Mary Poppins over here, who's got a PhD in gaslighting. Starting November 14th, Malice serves up 6 episodes of chaos, lies, and suspiciously photogenic trauma. Basically, if The Crown was a true crime documentary. Robin Hood's coming to Prime Video, and apparently this version is all about historical accuracy, which is code for really boring, but with a higher budget. Robin's an angry communist archer, Marion's a noblewoman in stilettos, and together they deliver a love story that's 80% brooding and 20% tax evasion. The ensemble cast is so big, it's basically Game of Thrones, and even Sean Bean might actually make it to season 2. Expect grief, rebellion, moral speeches, and enough archery to make Hawkeye feel underqualified.
Do my best.
So grab your MGM Plus subscription and watch 2 beautiful, historically inaccurate people steal from the rich and give to the poor. Basically an early primitive version of free OnlyFans. The Mighty Nine, a show that stars only 7 people, is a D&D animated series from the Critical Role crew. Basically, it's what happens when nerds around a table roll dice and somehow make it actually watchable. You've got your sexy tiefling cleric, a buff monk, a cursed wizard obsessed with fire, a goblin who drinks more than Charlie Sheen, plus other horny misfits who have to save the world from a magic beacon that looks like an IKEA lamp. Think of it as The Avengers meets Lord of the Rings, but with more sarcasm and spandex. Drops November 19th on Prime Video. Prepare your neckbeard accordingly. Maxton Hall, Season 2 just dropped on Prime Video, and apparently millions of you just can't get enough of British private school drama without actually being British or private schooled. Season 2 adds death, betrayal, and more cinematic staring contests at fancy Gothic schools. But at the end of the day, it's just 2 gorgeous people refusing to use their words like civilized adults. Ruby's still trying to get into Oxford, while James, the rich guy with daddy issues, keeps proving that money can't buy personality. If you somehow missed Season 1 of Prime Video's biggest series, go watch it now. And if you've already seen it, Season 2 is waiting to ruin your sleep schedule. Tyler Perry's Finding Joy just launched on Prime Video. And honestly, the only thing getting found here is the absence of logic or therapy. Shannon Thornton stars as Joy, a fashion designer who decides the best way to handle her overbearing boss is literally stalking her crush to the mountains. There she meets Ridge, who single-handedly cures her depression with his big, throbbing smile. Why get better when you can just find a man? Besides, self-improvement is for people with actual plot development anyway. Finding Joy drops November 5th on Prime, perfect for those who already have their Christmas tree up in September. November 10th on Prime Video, BatFam proves that Batman's actual kryptonite is living with people who won't shut up. Bruce Wayne is now a perpetually exhausted single dad, trying to keep his Section 8 tenants from destroying his mansion. They've successfully turned the entire concept of the Caped Crusader into a sitcom. It's less Dark Knight and more Dad Night. We've got Damien's angry stabbing, Alfred's weary sarcasm, Alicia's relentless chaos, and Claire, who's just given up. Basically, it's Modern Family meets Arkham Asylum, with extra bats. Welcome to June Farms, where it's not just cows and hay bales, it's 8 weddings in 3 months, followed by mad cow disease in a year. Owner Matt Baumgartner runs this Hudson Valley hotspot like a boot camp for flower girls, while his staff is way more interested in hooking up than handling bridal meltdowns. The show's got vendor disasters, demanding guests, celebrity encounters, mud wrestling, and wedding-crashing beef that clearly didn't read the script. So if you like crying brides, confused grooms, and one poor intern shoveling manure, Farmville, the wedding edition, streams November 17th. Prime Video just released the new true crime special, The Honeymoon Murder, Who Killed Annie Dewani, proving that Till Death Do Us Part can get extremely complicated. A bride gets murdered in South Africa during her honeymoon, and the question is whether this was a tragic carjacking or if the groom was just really bad at planning his exit strategy. Forensic experts are tearing apart the evidence. Judges are ordering extraditions. And honestly, if you like mysteries where nothing makes sense and everyone's got a terrible alibi, this is your new obsession. Prime Video drops Tatsuki Fujimoto 17-26 on November 7th, and it's basically 8 separate psychological meltdowns wrapped in anime form. 7 different directors brought these stories to life, which means you're getting variety instead of the same recycled anime slop. Watching this show is literally like scrolling your ex's Instagram, emotional hurt served with pristine visuals. It's called 17-26 because that's roughly how long it takes to recover from the brain damage of each episode. Ultimately, Prime Video has just given you your seasonal depression, but delivered in crystal clear 4K. Just when you thought legal dramas couldn't get more dramatic, Amazon Prime is throwing in mandatory foreign language subtitles and a decade of Argentine history. Belen is based on a true story about a young woman named Julieta who gets legally destroyed because a miscarriage is mistaken for murder and sparks a nationwide movement. 105 minutes of courtroom chaos, Argentine politics, and systemic failure, basically everything that's thrilling in the worst way possible. Belen drops on Prime Video this November, an Oscar bait powerhouse that stays with you long after the credits roll. So, that's our roundup of what's new. For more questionable reviews and savage breakdowns, subscribe and check out our other videos. Check back next week for your weekly dose of movie madness, and as always, let's get watching.